core is rotten, and I can hold the tide.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be having a look at the refugee crisis. Now, as we're probably aware, we've seen illegal economic migrants coming across the channel in dinghies. We've seen massive increases in visas being given out on this poxy, phony, reduced mass immigration points-based system. We've seen massive numbers of students, massive numbers of foreign workers, seasonal and long-term, and all of it is being classed as refugees. Now, let me just say something. A refugee is not what we're getting at the minute. What we're getting at the minute is economic migrants, and I'll tell you the reason why, and this story is the reason why. Now, the story comes out of Frontex, which is a European Union border agency, as it's now claimed, using statistics and not feelings, that Ukrainian refugees, actual refugees, real refugees, are now going home rather than leaving the Ukraine. The European Union border agency, Frontex, has claimed that more Ukrainian refugees are now returning to their country than leaving it, despite the ongoing conflict with Russia. Frontex has maintained that in recent weeks more Ukrainian refugees are heading back to Ukraine than coming to Europe, with an estimated 2.3 million refugees having already returned to the country since the outbreak of the war with Russia in February. Now, how many of these refugees, and I say that in air quotes, that we're getting are actually going home, considering most of them come from a nation that aren't at war? How many are going home? None. Which tells me they're all economic migrants, because otherwise they'd be going home like the Ukrainian refugees. While around 5.3 million Ukrainian nationals have arrived in the European Union since the outbreak of the war, the total number of people, including non-Ukrainians, who have fled the conflict is around 7 million. Poland remains the country in Europe which has taken the largest number of Ukrainian refugees at around 3 million, and around 147,000 crossed into the country from Ukraine during the last week of May. The return of Ukrainian refugees has been a growing trend since at least April, when a spokesperson for Ukrainian border security claimed that as of mid-April, around 1 million refugees had already returned to their homeland, and as stated, as many as 30,000 were returning per day. See, this is what a real refugee would do, is they would actually return once it was safe to do so. Now, I do have a worry about this, a couple of worries actually. We all know that the refugees that left the Ukraine were the females and the children and the elderly, a lot of them, because we all know that Zelensky decided to restrict the men, fighting age men, from leaving the country and to conscript them effectively. So we know that these are female and children, and I worry that they've been listening to the West's propaganda and media propaganda and lies and Zelensky's propaganda, and are actually seeing the country as safe now, because you know Russia are getting the backsides handed to them. They're losing. In fact, the amazing Ukrainian military are 1 second away from completely wiping Russia off the face of the planet, etc, etc, etc. So I worry they're going to think they're going back to a safe country and are going to find out that it's even worse than it was before they left. Now, it does make me wonder why 2.3 million are going back out of 5.7 million, or 7 million in total. 2.3 million are going back. Could these possibly be Ukrainians, or could they possibly be Ukrainian refugees from the Donbass region? You know, the area that's been taken back by Russia completely and is in Russian hands. Maybe these are the people that fled the Ukrainian military and not the Russians. Makes you think, doesn't it, everyone? Let me know what you think. I'd like to know your opinion. Do you think that these are the Donbass region refugees going home, or do you think this is because they've been completely fooled by our propaganda system in the West? Let me know either way. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, share it out. I do rely on your sharing now, everyone. Stay sane. See you on the next one.